Hello and welcome to Tuesday's Tips. Every Tuesday afternoon, we're going to talk about something that helps you bring your impact forward as a coach more effectively. So, I want to start this week with a question for you. How often do you feel your stomach drop when a potential client asks you, well, what makes you different from other coaches? Or maybe a client has an objection about your price or about what coaching offers, something that makes you go, "Ugh, I don't know how to respond to this or how to answer this." Here's the truth. The moment that you hesitate, that you stumble, or start verifying or justifying, not verifying, your prices, is the moment that you have lost the sale. If we could instead take away the awkwardness of moving into a sale, because really it's the awkwardness that isn't the problem. The problem is our confidence when we step into the place of offering our services. And confidence really isn't something you fake till you make. Real confidence, real confidence when you're talking about offering your services as a coach comes from a place when you have absolute certainty that what you do brings results, that what you do offers something that people are excited to get, that you are offering something that changes and transforms people's lives rather than this is about me and selling me. No, this is about the transformation that you're offering. So, today, in today's Tuesday Tips, we are going to explore how your skill mastery, how knowing down to your toes that what you do well, that it doesn't just make you a better coach, it's going to make you better at offering your services, which ultimately is going to put more money in your pocket. And that's important. I mean, the reality is, if you have to go somewhere else to make the money that you need to put food on the table, to have the lifestyle that you want, and you can't do that as a coach, then the world is missing out on that. There's people who need your service. So I want you to realize that wanting to offer your services for payment that helps you live the lifestyle that's important to you. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make what you're offering any less valid. And when you can step into that confidently, it really is dependent upon your belief that what you offer is of value. And often that becomes, are you building the skill that you need to feel good about what you offer? Not just good, but maybe great. You know, as a mentor coach, a coach instructor, the host of the Star Coach Show, I often hear coaches' resistance to the sales process. They want to coach, they don't want to build a business. And they tend to, in my belief, look through a lens that doesn't serve them. Either they look at like business building and coaching are two separate things. I want to coach, but I don't want to do business building. And they are completely at a loss of how do I invite clients to work with me, because that's sales. And I'm not a salesperson, I'm a coach. And so we're going to push back on that a little bit today. But the other thing is that I often see that once coaches have completed their certification training, and bless you for any of you who have gone through certification training, really gotten your muscle of coaching beginning to be built and looked at, that then they transfer their focus and their energy into how do I build my business? And then it's separate. Like I don't continue to grow my coaching skills because now I'm just focusing on my business. And I believe that it's a two lanes that we need to be like actually that are very overlapping one another and both need to be paid attention to. So let's talk about what happens when we're not feeling confident in ourselves and in what we offer as a coach. There's that cost of imposter syndrome. You know, whether or not you like the word imposter syndrome, you get what I mean, that lack of confidence. And many times coaches approach sales conversations with what might be looked at as permission seeking energy, sort of like you're asking the client to validate what it is that you're offering, that you're worth the investment. And it's my belief that that only happens when we're not 100% certain of what we're offering. So I want you to think about skills and confidence and how those go together. And think about those times when you have felt really confident as a coach. I would guarantee that those places that you have the deepest skill set and the most success stories are the areas that when people challenge you or push back a little, you don't hesitate. You're able to confidently and unapologetically offer what it is that you do and do so with stories. You don't feel like you need to discount or take away any of the impact of what you do because you have built your skill set to a place and you've had experience and success so that you can just confidently offer that. And that sales conversion transformation is when we can solidly sit in believing what it is that we offer. So when you build your coaching muscles and truly believe in what you do, there's things that happen in that sales conversation. First of all, you stop selling and you get curious about what it is that the client needs and what it is that they're looking for. You use your coaching skills, you explore, you stop justifying your prices and what it is that you do, and you believe, solidly believe in the power of that coaching partnership. You stop chasing clients and you start qualifying them to see is what they want, what you offer. Can you believe solidly in what you're offering and invite them into that partnership? So we shift away from indecision and making it about us to solidly making it about what the client wants and what the client is looking for. Now, if you believe that your methodology and your approach is going to help them get to that place, then you naturally shift into a place of exploring what their needs are, offering that solution. Now, in the coaching relationship, the client is in the driver's seat. The client brings the issues forward. They're the experts in their own life. However, in a, a chemistry or prospect conversation, clients want to know what it is that you're offering, what it is that you're bringing forward. And that's where they really do want to know sort of what is your expertise, what is your approach. And the way that we have conversations with our clients helps cement them in the security that we know what we're doing or that we don't. So for example, an example of weak positioning might be I help clients with confidence issues, and I really think I could help you feel better about yourself. Yeah. Let's shift that a little bit. Remember, this is the conversation that you're having with clients to help them understand what it is that you do and what you offer. So, an authority positioning in that might be more like, well, client, based upon what you shared, it sounds to me like you're experiencing some of the classic symptoms of a lack of confidence in your role, maybe based upon some of the things that are happening at work. There's a lot of external validation needed. And I've worked with dozens of executives who are facing this exact pattern. There is a specific framework that I use with my clients that consistently breaks this cycle. And I believe that if we work together, we could help you reach that goal. See the difference? One is sort of hoping for permission or being sort of wobbly versus, you know what? Looking through my professional lens because you're coming to me for an assessment to determine are we a good fit? Could we work together? Is what I have to offer going to meet your needs? That's what happens when we speak from deep expertise. Clients stop questioning what it is that we're charging or what it's like to work together because we are taking those questions away. A chemistry session or a sales conversation is a little bit different than a strictly coaching conversation because clients need to know what is it that working with you is going to do to help me meet my needs and what does that process look like. We can't expect that clients know right out of the gate what that looks like. They're not the experts in what the coaching process is. You are. So I want you to think about the fact that as you get more and more confident in your skills as a coach, what you're doing is you're moving away from pitching to clients or trying to talk clients into working with instead like listening to clients and exploring their needs and then sharing your perspective from your expertise. They really are a bit like a professional consultation in this discovery call where you are going to ask those probing questions that reveal insights to the client that they haven't considered or they haven't discovered yet because they haven't partnered with somebody to ask them those questions. Then we're the outside eyes looking in. So we can help identify patterns that maybe the client hasn't seen yet and hold up the mirror. We can offer a path forward in what coaching can provide for that client. And you want to position your coaching as the next logical step in that process for the client. Now, in order to do that and to be able to do that confidently, you have to be confident in your skills as a coaching partner. That means that you're continually sharpening your saw and you're building your own coaching muscles. It's just too easy to fall into a pattern of, oh, this is just the way that I always do it. Well, are you stretching and expanding and learning and growing? Are you revisiting the competencies and thinking about how am I applying those with my clients? Are you creating solid results with your clients that, in fact, you can then share stories, share experiences, feel confident in what you are offering so that when you invite a client to work with you, you're doing that from a place of continually building your mastery of skills. Now, as the host of the Star Coach Show, have interviewed over 400 industry experts. And often, when we're talking about whether it's a business building thing, whether it's a core competency thing, whether it's even a leadership thing, we start with the fact that it is our responsibility as coaches to be the best we can be in our skill set, that we are continually growing and expanding our ability to partner with our clients to get them the results that they're looking for. Now, yes, our clients are responsible for their own results ultimately, and we're responsible to hold that space, to set the stage, to bring expertise forward where it is appropriate. So, when we think about investing in our own specific skill development, practicing with clients as we continue to grow, and we're always giving value. It's just that, like, what I did as a new coach 15 years ago might be very different than what I'm doing now. And yet, it's always in the place of what's in the client's best interest. I'm paying attention to what are those measurable results that I'm bringing to my clients. Because as a business owner, I also need to know what it is that I'm offering in the way of results, because that transfers into the conversation around the coaching partnership and inviting people to work with me. So I want to build a track record of success and results with my clients. And with that, when clients approach me or prospects approach me, or I am doing a speaking event or in any way inviting people in to work with me, I want to use that proven expertise to help build the client's confidence in the ability to work with me to get the results that they want. So, as we are sort of thinking about what are some ways to continue to build your muscles? First of all, think about what are the areas that you might feel less confident in, because we just talked about the fact that the more confidence you have in a particular skill, the less likely you are to be apologetic about it. You're just going to state, clearly and confidently what it is that you're offering in the way of services. So pay attention to what is it specifically that you might feel the gaps in, and look for trainings that help you explore and fill those gaps. One of the other things that the ICF, the International Coaching Federation, requires for credentialed coaches is that we continue to get continuing education. And if you are an ACC coach, um, you're required, as part of your 40 hours of continuing education every 3 years, that 10 of those hours are mentor coaching. And I consistently hear from the coaches that join my mentor coaching program that at the very beginning, they're sort of like, oh, I can't believe I was made to get mentor coaching. And yet by the end, even within 1 or 2 sessions, they're like so grateful that mentor coaching is required, because it builds their confidence in their ability in the coaching partnership. We lean into what do those competencies look like, and what do they sound like when we're using them? How do we feel? How do they influence the coaching partnership? How do they build our confidence in the coaching exchange? So, mentor coaching. Be aware that mentor coaching, I'm working with a mentor right now to continue to build my coaching muscles. It's one of those things that I think we do ourselves and our clients a service when we do mentor coaching. And I do want to let you know that I have a mentor program that's coming up in the fall. It begins in August. It's filling right now. But if that's something that interests you, feel free to leave a message here, DM me, send a message to Meg at afocusonresults.com. Let me know if you're interested in the fall mentor program, because it's powerful. And I have been mentoring coaches now for 15 years. And I got to say that out of everything that I do in my business, the hands down thing that gets like the best results and the most raving fans is the mentor coaching program. And it gets you 10 core competency credits and a check off for your mentor coaching. So it's a win-win-win all ways around. when we think about the way that we show up with our skills, the way that we take care of our process of coaching, one of the things that is it just so powerful for me is that there are many people who have walked the path before us who share their experiences. That's something that happens through the Star Coach Show every single week. If you are new to the Star Coach Show and unaware of what we do, STAR stands for Strategies, Tools, and Resources for Professional Coaches. And just know that we have as a matter of fact, the episode that comes out tomorrow is episode 444. So we have a lot of episodes around how do you build your business? How do you keep your skills strong? What can you do in organizations to impact organizations with the skill of coaching? Now, all those episodes can be found wherever you listen to podcasts at The Star Coach Show. They can also be found at starcoachshow.com. And visit our YouTube channel at Star Coach Show, YouTube at Star Coach Show. Now, tomorrow we have a new episode coming out because every Wednesday we have a new episode coming out. Ellen Kosher is a master certified coach, and she and I are going to be looking at business building, but business building through how we coach from the inside out. How do we use a coaching approach on ourselves, much like what I was just talking about earlier, on ourselves to create the kinds of businesses that serve us and serve our clients? So be sure to tune in tomorrow and grab the newest episode of the Star Coach Show. I have a wonderful coach who follows the show, one of our listeners, who says that every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. she is listening to the Star Coach Show because it has come out in the middle of the night and she is, boom, it's the first thing she does. So thank you, Orshi, for that. Wherever you're listening, let me know what you think of the show. Right now, if these Tuesday tips are helpful to you, please leave a comment wherever you are. If you're watching me on YouTube, if you're listening on one of the other platforms, let me know how these Tuesday tips are helping, what you're walking away with that might help you get your work into the world. So as we wrap up this Tuesday tips for this Tuesday, I just want you to know that your confidence really is your currency. Your skill mastery will transform your sales conversations. They will help you step into that space with confidence, with clarity. And when you are able to be clear and direct and unapologetic about the transformation that your coaching brings, your prospects will turn into clients. They will work with you. Remember, confused minds don't buy, but when you can create clarity and understanding for your clients and you believe in the skills that you have and what you're bringing forward, it is a match made in heaven for your clients and for you. So continue to sharpen your saw, continue to bring your best forward. Build those results so that you can talk confidently about those results and continue to build those results with client after client after client. So until next week, for our next Tuesday tips, this is Meg Rentschler wishing you the very best for your success. Be sure to leave a comment. Let me know how this landed on you. And if you have any ideas for future Tuesday tips and what you would like to hear. Okay, you take care. Bye-bye.